What's up, everyone? This is Kenny here from Property Stories. Today we're going to talk about a topic that is very popular. It's an evergreen topic, evergreen discussion. There's no clear winners and losers on this discussion. I'm talking about buying versus renting, which is better. There's no straight answer for this, And in today's video, I'm not going to tell you that which one you should do, what you should do. But what I'm going to do is to share with you my experience, my situation right now, my thought process, okay? And what I'm going to do about this. So let's start, shall we? The first things first, when you see this place, the background, I own this place. So this place is located in KL. It's right beside walking distance to a public transport. I think many of you know where I'm staying without even me telling you lah. So let's go down to the numbers, shall we? The mortgages, I'm paying about 2,400 for this place. Every month, there is also the electricity about 30. And then the water bill is about 6. And internet is about 100. And taxes, maintenance, taxes, your assessment and your quit rent together, 1 year is about 50 ringgit. And maintenance is about 330. This place is 1,000 square feet, 3 rooms, 2 bathroom. So you'll be wondering, why am I paying so much? Because I'm staying here alone. Okay, I'm staying here alone, so everything is on me. So if you take all the numbers together, 2,500 plus everything plus up, how much is that? It's about, 3,000? Can I say that? 2,008 like that lah, 2,008. So 1 month, 2,008 paying here. This is my own house. This is my first time I'm actually staying in my own house, because previously I'm staying in a room. I'm staying in is about 350 a month. And I used to stay in the landed houses SS2, which is a master bedroom. I don't think now you can get 350. At that time, I was really so cheap because the landlord totally don't care about it. Okay, I digress. So it's good, right? You get your own house, right? I get my own house, right? That's what I thought. I did not buy this place to own stay actually. I was comfortable renting because I have more cash flow. So that what I told you is just on paper. I have to spend the time to upkeep this place. The floor doesn't mop itself, doesn't sweep itself. Okay, things might break here and there. In fact, this year also is about 1,000 something I spent on repairs. Okay, and don't talk about the cleaning up. Every week you have to clean. Every 2 weeks you have to clean, and that I get a cleaner because after working, come back, I really very tired. I got no time to actually sit down here and clean, and also to cook. I cook myself. But only for dinner. So I have to get groceries, everything myself. The cleaning part, the upkeep part, I spend about 150 a week. 2 weeks, every 2 weeks, so it's about 300 a month. So these are the things that you don't see. Okay? And one more thing actually is I bought this place for investment, right? So since it's for my own stay, the renovation also I spend a lot of money. Okay? Once you have your own place for investment, own stay, Asians being Asians, the first thing they will do is that your parents will be so proud of you. Your parents will be like, okay, I come out some money for your renovation. And yeah, it was renovated nicely. It's for own stay. The kitchen cabinet behind me was done very well. And the whole place actually is a very cozy place to stay. But herein lies the problem. When you renovate so much, it's also you get attached to the place, very hard for you to move. And me being alone here, when I got more space, what do? Come, let me show you. Come, let me show you around the house what are the things that I did, things that I buy when I have more space. Okay. Okay, first up, this is the hall. This is supposed to be empty here. You see, these things I buy. If you got more space, what I'm trying to say is that you got more stuff. I start getting my own childhood stuff, my toys here, my comics, I have Mutiara Naga below. This is my books. But books, I've always loved books, so I have no complaint. I have even some books that I make sure I refer back myself. But this is what I'm trying to say lah. This one, this space looks empty. You see, now it's filled with bookshelf and a Detolf cabinet from IKEA. How I pronounce it, IKEA. All my childhood stuff, Bleach, Ultraman. But this, and then this hall here, I turned it into a recording studio. You look at this boom lights. Got place, I said extra boom lights. And this is the real kicker actually. The TV I gave my sister already. But this is the real kicker. You see, when you got extra space, this is what you do. Huh? You spend so much money on all this. The cabinet itself it's just custom made. The cabinet itself cost me 5,000. That one haven't come back all the things. This is not the end. Come, let me show you. Oh, okay. So I used to put all my stuff here, so I'm easy to go work. Let me show you some more stuff. Okay, so this is my PC room. Let me on the light. Can you see the whole stack there? This is all my toys. Yeah, this is what you do when you got stuff. And you can see that the container there is to keep the boxes. And these are all things that I want to sell. Most of them actually, because they have some comics down there. And I got so much stuff here. You see that mic here. I got even electronic stuff, PC. So what I'm trying to say is that if you have more space, you'll be tempted to put more stuff. And this room is actually for my parents when they come. Well, speaking of parents, I'm sure if you all are Asians, if you all can relate. Every time I hear a lot of people will be like, oh, I go out station. I want to stay in my son's house. I want to stay in my daughter's house. So our Asian parents, especially Chinese, will be very proud to say that, right? But here's the reality, okay? They are proud, but you are the one paying the loan. I'm not saying that it's bad. If you can afford it, go ahead. But frankly speaking, after a while, I realized they don't come that often. Okay, so I don't expect them to. I expect them to have their own life after retire. Both of them packed all together, become teenagers again. So that is the thing that you can see. That I think if you are thinking about buying the new house, the bigger house, just to get one more room for your parents, maybe you can rethink your decision, Because your parents, if they come often, then yes. If they staying with you, then yes, please get a room. Okay? But if you are alone, you need to fork out things you might want to consider. Okay? So back to the dining table. Yes, this is my dining table, it's my dining area. When I was renting back then, it's only 350. Back then, it's not like that long ago. It's only 3 years ago. I moved to this place only 3 years. So it's 2020. It's only 350 a month for a master room in SS2 with toilet some more. And I don't have to clean the house. Okay, I just need to clean the room. The house somebody else would clean. And then the utilities are all included. Everything included for 350. Where to get? Every month I save so much money compared to how much I'm actually spending here, 2,000 plus 2008. So it increased like what? Nearly tenfold my expenses just on housing itself. So that's that. You can't go back to the previous way of life. Actually, you can, But here's what I'm going to do. If you really look back, and I really look back at what I really need, I only need 2 rooms. In my house, I don't need 3. One room, if possible, is for like my PC room. I need to create content, or I can do it in the hall. It doesn't matter. So another room can be empty for my parents to come and stay, and I can stay in the master bedroom. Okay, so I don't really need a space so big. The rental also can be low. I was thinking that maybe I get a 2-bedroom unit or a studio unit, right? And maximum rental is about 1,500 because I have my own furniture also. Because I'm going to bring that furniture, the PC all to my new place. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going back to renting to save money, save costs. And then I'll be renting this place out. To this, right, this, ladies and gentlemen, makes sense. When you have a rental, your rental can fetch to cover your installment. The rental here can fetch about 2,500 according to the agent. Okay, we shall test it for fully furnished 3-bedroom. Then my installment, remember I was telling you, is about 2,400. So rental can cover installment. Is a no-brainer for me to stay. Why should I stay? Yes, of course the maintenance fee I have to fork out a bit but it's better than paying the whole thing, right? And people are asking me, hey, Kenny, like this, why don't you rent out your room? Well, I gave it a thought but I love my privacy so much. morning, I can actually walk naked in our house or walk in our underwear. Okay. Don't imagine that. But yeah, I think you know what I mean. Huh? It's the privacy that you have at your home. It's very hard for me to actually share. And then things around the house are also my things. Well, like I said, the more space you have, the more things you have, the more junks you have. So it's time to streamline. I've also sold a lot of my toys actually. Just now you see I'm selling a lot of my toys. You don't really need much in my life. I'm going back to renting and I'll be looking for a place soon. So having owned this property and also owning property for more than 10 years, these are some of the rule of thumb for those new investors out there, new property investors. Your first property is must be for investment. If you want to invest in property, it must be for investment. Why? Because you don't want your cash flow too much to grow to the property. Property can really drain your cash flow. If I were to go back right now, back then the same thing. My property can cover and got positive cash flow one. You should look for a property that can at least cover. If the best is cover everything, neutral, zero. Okay, zero or maybe buffer a bit. But if you cannot, I think maximum 500 ringgit a month. Will do. Okay, deficit of 500 ringgit. The rental cover the installment. Okay, the rental cover the installment. That is the biggest part of this rule of thumb that I want to share with you. Why I don't like when actually people tell me, oh, rental can cover 70% installment is enough already. Although yes, it's correct. If you do calculation, 70 to 80% the first year is paid to interest. So actually, basically, your tenant is paying your interest for you. But remember that 30%, let's just say that 30%, if your rental is 3,000, let's just say 30% you have to fork out yourself, 900. Then you plus your maintenance fee, you plus your assessment, you plus your taxes. Then sometimes things break down, And then you must take into account vacancy period. A lot of people never take into account vacancy period. The moment your tenant want to move out, sometimes you have to wait up to 1 month to get new tenants. So you have a vacancy period. So all these right are costs that you don't see, Because why? Because it comes very small. 1 month 500 still okay. Imagine this, if you want to switch job or even get laid off or something, how long can you last? With the 1 month 500? No. I don't like this actually. And basically, I'm also trying to say that nowadays, especially in this day and age, we have more options. You are not like me when I first started investing and more than 10 years ago. The only thing we know is property and stocks because property is really going until so high the price. That's why we all go into property. The price went a frenzy. Okay? If I were to be back near now, if it's negative, I wouldn't even bother considering. I continue renting. You know where I'll put my money? I'll put in the stock market. I'll put in US market. I don't have to hassle. I don't have to bleed money. Every year, the dividend come, I cover my costs. Slowly build lah. Then if I really want to buy an investment property, I will take out that money, liquidate some, to buy some investment property. But this one is a story for another day lah. Most of the time, we are all investors, right? So the next one, if you want to buy investment property, make sure you have a buffer. Do not over leverage. What I mean by do not over leverage, let's just say you go to the bank today. Bank say, sir, you're eligible for 500k loan. You take 250k loan, enough. Okay? So you have a balanced buffer. If there's anything were to go wrong, then you will still be able to recover. And one more thing, you also don't know whether you like this property investing or not. Do you know? Maybe you deal with agents, you deal with contractors, you deal with bank, you deal with tenants, and tenant give you so much problem. You also don't know. Then suddenly you say, property investment not for me. But it's okay. At least you have one that you can still manage and then sell. Again, that extra savings that you have from renting, renting you only need to pay what? The rental, the utilities, that's it. The rest all you use for free. The maintenance all you need to pay. Not what headache you got. Rental is only rental plus utilities and your internet lah. Right now I have to pay this 3 only lah, compared to I'm staying right now. Okay? So I digress. As I was saying, we want to have that extra money to invest. If you own the property and it's negative, you are throwing money into the drain. I don't care what your guru say, or I don't care what anybody say, okay? If, you will sell this later 10 years down the road. What if 10 years down the road didn't appreciate? What if today you lose your job? Or what if today, better, you got an opportunity to go overseas, work or study? Or today you get married, your wife say, I don't want to stay there, or else I don't marry you. How? A lot of things can happen in life, right? Real estate is a very long-term commitment. It's not just for 30 months or 30 days. It's 30 years. And most of us, frankly speaking, will not own that house for 30 years. So instead of letting real estate be bleeding your money every month, ownership bleeding your money every month, invest wisely. Invest in something that you do not have to bleed. Okay? That is my biggest message from my experience, buy versus rent. My experience owning and renting. Let's just say you got a car, but you need public transport to work, okay? You can consider staying a bit further away. You can still save on rental if you want to rent a whole unit. If you want to rent a room, by all means stay the closest to the public transport. It's the easiest. If not, if you still need the space, you need the space for whatever reason, you can rent further away from the public transport, drive a car, park at the parking station, and go to work. Okay? If you remote work, even better. You can stay further away. You don't need to come back to office. Don't need to go to place. Stay very far away, or hybrid. You can stay very far away and then save a lot of rental. The house, right, is more for the most people, the house that they're paying is the biggest part of their expenses. And then a lot of financial planner actually recommends that you actually maximum about 40% of your net income used to pay the mortgages. So for example, you get a house of 500,000 with a monthly repayment of 2,500, around interest rate around 4%. So how much? If it's 40%, right, your net income need to be 6,300 net. I'm talking about net here. So your gross income is close to 7,000, for this. Then only you can stay in a $500,000 house. But right now, we are all overstretched. But we shall come to that in the next video, in the future videos. I plan to do a future videos on housing and also the affordability. So let's recap. I will be moving out of this place and renting it out soon. Okay? Because why? Because this place ownership is draining too much of my cash. No, despite what you all may think, I cannot afford it. My salary is not that high. I cannot afford it. Okay? So I have to be realistic and move out of this place that I've renovated beautifully. What I'm trying to say is that to all of you out there, if you do not be afraid if you have made a mistake, you can actually turn back. Okay? Do not be afraid to downgrade. Now I'm ownership of a big house, I go and downgrade to a smaller house. Save my money, save my headache, more peace of mind. So that's my experience buying and renting. I hope that it gives you some ideas on what to do. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm not your parents. So ladies and gentlemen, that is my experience owning real estate and renting real estate. I hope you find some value in what I've shared and you make a decision. I just want to say one thing before I go. When you make a decision, okay, make sure that decision is for you. It's really for you. Not for your parents, not for your wife, not for your spouse or your husband, not for your siblings, not for your other extended family, not for what society will think of you, not for showing off or you're afraid of being shame or what. I don't care. What I'm trying to say is that make sure that the decision is good for you. Okay? I'm making the decision that I know is right for me. In spite of all things that I have to go through, this is the right decision moving forward. Because I want the extra money to invest so that I can have the freedom and the flexibility to do whatever I want in life. Now that is one of my core values. What's yours?